Okay, so we'll be looking into the use of super. So what exactly is a super? It's a keyword which we saw last class, which was majorly speaking about its base class, right? First use was the super constructor. Whenever you specify at the time of construction or at the time of object creation, if you want to gain the same properties as that of the base class, that means whatever the base had it with its instance variables, if you want to use the same, then obvious question is, yes, I'll call my base class constructor. So how to use the base class constructor? By using the super keyword. So that was one use. The second use is this: whenever you use the superclass of the subclass in which it is used with the, whenever you use the super in order to gain the member variables, right? So if you want to, okay, let me draw it over here. I have a base class A. Okay, I have a base class A here. Then I have a subclass B, which is extending A. So this is also one class. So I have some instant variables of A, instant variables of B. If B also has instant variables called as X. A also has instance variables of X. If B wants to use this variable of X, then it is easy because B can straight away see this X variable but not this variable, right? But if in case B wants to identify this X value or needs to access this X value, provided both the classes have the same name with the same variable. If B wants to access its base class variable, then it has to use a keyword super. This is the second use of using the super keyword. So here members can be either a method or a instance variable. Similarly, wherever we say about the method, I can say get X, right? So get X is one method. Even in my derived class also, I have a method which is called as get X method. So both the classes have the same name. If I want to access this getX, simply call the method getX. It will understand. If you want to use its base class getX, use the super keyword dot operator followed by the function name. Straight away you can easily gain the methods, whatever the value which it is holding, right? Whatever the functions which it is having. So this is a use of it. So the second form of super is most applicable to situation in which member names of a subclass hide members of the same name in the superclass. So basically, this method, which the base class will be overridden. That means not exactly the concept of overriding, but it will mask, right? Which instant variables will mask which instance variables if you ask. If you are not using any object name or if you're not using any of its class name or super, then obviously for the derived class, its member variable will only be seen. Okay, so if it wants to access its base class in member variables, then you can use the super. So whenever in the base class it sees a keyword super, compiler will automatically know that, okay, yes, now it's time I need to look into the class, the base class of the existing class. So that's where I need to gain the information. So that's one way. That's one way of the use of the super. So we'll look into the example here, how the example looks like. So yeah, so we have a class A. In a class A, we have only integer I. So we also have a class B. So class B has some member variable and member function. So member variable is I. Member function is a b of a comma int b. So this is a constructor. basically, yeah, this is a constructor. So this void show is the function of whom? It's a function of class B. All right. So yeah, then we have our main class. So the main class name is use super, and we have a main class. So what exactly is happening? Let us see into it. So the structure is simple. Class A, class B, both are having I. Remember, all right. So we'll start from main. So main, we are creating an object of B called as sub object. So which is equals to B of 1, 2. So what is 1? What is 2? Automatically, where will the values of 1 and 2 go? 1 and 2 will be given to its constructor. What is the constructor name? B. Go to the B constructor. So here we have B, and it is gaining two particular values, A and B. Yes. So A, 1 will go reside, and B, 2 will go reside. So super of I equal to A. Super of I equal to A means not this. This. Got it? So super of I equal to A is, here goes the value 1. So this I will have the value B. Got it? So superclass I value has 1, and derived class I value has what? It has 2. So this constructor will initialize the value of 1, 2 for the base class and the derived class, followed by subobject.show method. So subobject, I have it over here. Yeah, so subobject is B, right? So B dot show method. So show method will give you what? So system.out.println I in superclass, whatever you give, you can give here, but still this is what matters. So super of I, which value will be printed here, guys? Which value will be printed here? Yeah, what will be the value of super I value or variable? Anybody? So 1 will be the value for the superclass, and for the subclass the value will be 2. Let's see into it. So running. Yes, so superclass value is 1, subclass value is 2. This is a very simple program which is giving us the second use of super. First use of super was to utilize the constructor calling, and the second super is used to call the member variables of the base class. So I hope you don't have any issues here. So the next topic will be moving on to the multi-level hierarchy. So what I mean by multi-level hierarchy, we have many levels. That means many levels in the classes. So these classes have um, one base class is with the derived class, and the hierarchy goes. Let's look into these. So basically, yeah, you can say that, accept that the use of subclass as a superclass of another. Yes, it can be. So as I said, A, B, C. So A is base class for B, B is base class for C. Perfectly fine. For example, in a given class ABC, C can be a subclass of B, which is a subclass of A2. Right? When this type of situation occurs, each subclass inherits all the traits found in all the superclass. That means C can gain the information of B, C can gain as well as the information of A. B can gain only the information from A. A cannot get the values from B and C. So let us see. This is basically the multi-level hierarchy, which will be very useful. Consider the program box weight is used as a superclass to create a subclass called as shipment. Shipment inherits all the traits from the box weight and adds a field cost called cost. So let's look into this example here. We have a method class called as box. We have another class called as box weight, which is extending from box. So what happens to the box now? Box is base class and box weight is derived class. So box weight has its own constructor, and we have sort of constructors. And here again we also have another class which is called as shipment. Shipment is also again extending from box weight. That means it is inheriting the properties of box weight. So does this shipment has any constructor? Yes, it has one object, and it also is getting 5 values from the constructor value here. Of course, we'll look into that each clearly. Then we have a 0 parameter constructor, we have 3 parameter constructor, and demo shipment is one particular main method. So in the main method, the program runs. So it may look pretty lengthy, but it's a very decent, a very simple program, right? So do not worry about, okay, so much things, so much of data I need to save it in your brain. No, understand the concept and start working on it. All right. So do not or never by heart the programs. You will not be gaining that information, much of the information which you actually need it. Understand the concept. All right. Yeah, as we all know, where does the execution of a program start from? Execution of a main program starts from the main method, and main class is demo shipment. And what is the first thing which you are seeing here? So we are seeing shipment 1 object has been created. So shipment 1 object is belonging to the class shipment. So yeah, are you sending any values to those objects? Shipment 1? Yes. So how many values? 5 values, 10, 20, 15, 10, 3.42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values you are sending. So automatically compiler, what it does is it goes to the class shipment. It goes to the class shipment, searches for 5 parameter constructor. So straight away we'll also go in the same way. It goes to the class shipment and it looks for 5 parameter constructor. Okay, so we have the 5 parameter constructor here. Yes, so this constructor will be called, and again see here what are we using? The first property of super, calling the constructor, base class constructor. So here WHDM, what are those values? Width, height, depth, and I guess M is for some mass. Let's check it out. What is that? M is probably the weight. Yeah, so where are the 5 values? The 5 values are here. So WHDM will be sent to its super class. Who is the super of this shipment class? Box weight. So control goes with taking these 4 values. Which are those values? WHDM. So that is 10, 20, 15, 10. So those value will be taken to its super. Who is the super here? Box weight. So go to the box weight class and look for 4 parameter constructor. So it comes here. It looks for 4 parameter constructor of box weight. Yes, this is the 4 parameter. That is W, H, D, and M. So in that, WHD will be sending to its once again to the super class of it. So who is the super of this box weight? So box weight super is box. So here how many values are we sending? 3 values we are sending. WHD, width, height, and depth. So those 3 values will be sending to the box and checks whether box has 3 parameter constructor. Yes, it has a 3 parameter constructor, and W is width, H is height, and depth is D. WHD of its parent class, those value will be saved. That is 10, 20, 10, 15, 20, or the value which has been set. Again, once it is done, it will not straight away go to the main method. It will come back because we have some more process, right? So we have two more values to be given. So WHD has been given. So once it is given, it will come back to where? So the second class, box weight with three values. So this is now done. So it comes back. So M value, that is, will be given to boxes variable weight. So M will be assigned to that, and again it will come back to its derived class again, which has been called. So shipment with four values which we sent. So again the other value has to be saved here. So C will be saved to cost. So here you can see three major classes. Box is holding three variables. One is width, height, and depth. So the second one is box weight. Box weight class is holding the value of the weight, and followed by the third class, that is shipment. Shipment is holding its own variable C. So it is like the hierarchy. Each and everybody has their own information to save. All right. So yeah. So WHDMC. So we have initialized WHDM C of our object. Come back now, that is shipment 1. Similarly, the same will happen for the object shipment 2, which is of belonging to the class shipment. So 234.76 and 1.28 will be automatically given to the shipment 2's object. So shipment 2 dot W HD, and its weight will be 0.76 and its cost will be 1.28. Okay, so apart from that, we also have having a variable volume belonging to this class demo shipment, and volume will be equal to shipment 1 dot volume. So now what will happen? Shipment 1 object, it checks is there a method volume. So go to that particular shipment class. So shipment class is over here. The shipment class has a particular function called as volume. Just check it out. Do we have a volume over here? No, we do not have. We do not have a volume over here. Okay, it checks. Is it extending any other class? Yes, box weight. So now go to box weight. So go to box weight. In the box weight, do we have a method called as volume? It checks over there. So in box weight class, do we have a method volume? No. Once it does not find the particular method volume, it also checks, are we inheriting anybody? Yes, in the box. Go to the box class. Check whether there is a method volume. Yes, we have a volume. So now, whose object we are calling now? Shipment 1's object, volume has been called, and width is 10, 15, and 20 respectively. Those will be multiplied. That means those will be multiplied and it will return the value. It will return the value. Probably 3000 is what the value which it will return as a value of returning type double. And whenever you are sending the double, you should also receive in the same way as double. That's why volume is of double, and your volume will be equal to respective volume of it. That is 10, 20, and 50. So that will be the 3000 value for the volume. So yeah, we are not yet printing it. We are just saving it. So next statement is volume of shipment 1 is volume. That means now it will print what is the volume. 3000 will be the volume. So next, weight of shipment 1 is shipment 1 dot weight. Shipment 1 dot weight is actually what it is. The value is 10. How exactly it goes? It goes to shipment 1 object. That means its class, its object, and the object value. It has been storing 10, so it will print it as 10, and the cost will be, shipping cost is $3.41. So that will be the cost of this. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, we have a small new line statement here. Next, the same thing for my shipment to object. So what will be the volume for shipment to? 4 3s are 12, 12 into 2, 24. So 24 will be the volume. And what will be the weight of this particular shipment here? The shipment weight will be 0.76, and the cost of this particular shipment will be $1.28. All right, so I guess we people have seen, but still here many of the constructors have not been utilized. No issues. If it is not issued, if it is not given, doesn't matter. All right, so let's look into this example output. Then we'll also go into 2-3 examples of it, taking out the objects. So let's run it. So if you run it, so 3010 3.41 will be the shipment 1 information, and shipment 2 information is 24.76 and 1.28. So I guess that's the same answer which we actually recalled. So what I'll do is I'll create another object called as shipment 3, and this object will not return anything. That means it doesn't have anything. I'm not sending anything. So let's print whatever the values which we have for now. I'll actually make it as this shipment 3. What I'll do is I don't need it. I'll delete it off. So let us now check out with the trial and error. Right, so this will be the shipment 3, and this will be the shipment 3 object now. So what will be the output, guys? What will be the output? So according to my thing here, shipment 3 dot volume. So before that, I'll go with shipment 3 with 0 parameter constructor, go to the class shipment and check for is there any default overridden constructor. Yes, so shipment without any values is over here. So shipment without values is it's calling the super base constructor, and it goes to the super. Who has the super here? Box weight. So box weight, does it have a this thing, a constructor, 0 parameter constructor? Yes, it has. So what it does, it's calling again its super class. So it super class constructor. So it comes to the super class constructor, that is box. So weight will be -1, height will be -1, depth will be -1. That means if you're not sending any of the information, automatically everything will be set to -1. So it comes back to the box weight class. So again, here the weight is also made as -1, and again it comes back to the shipment. Shipment base class is here. So again its cost will also be made as -1, and whenever you print the volume of this object shipment 3, weight and cost, obviously the answer will be -1, -1, and -1. All right, so this is how the another scenario of understanding it. All right, so apart from this, we'll also look into do we have any of the can I send the object itself? So can I send the object itself? So what is that object which I'm sending here? I'll send the object of shipment 1 itself. So shipment 1 itself, right? So what exactly happens here? So whenever I'm saving the object shipment 3 with the value object as shipment 1, so whatever the contents of shipment 1, see to that this is an object, right? So this I'm copying all the contents of shipment 1 to over the shipment 3. So whenever I print shipment 3 here, I should get the values of these. All right, so shipment 1, looking into the shipment 1 object, go to the shipment class, look for the shipment which is dealing with the object. Yes, shipment object. So it is again sending the same values of the object of shipment 1, and it goes to its base class, that is box with object, and again this is calling the super object. It goes to the box object here. Yeah, so box object of 1, that means shipment 1 width will be saved to shipment 3 width. Shipment 1's height will be saved to shipment 3's height. Shipment 1's depth will be saved to shipment 3 depth. All right, so basically I'm copying then one object to the values of other object. I'm again coming back to the box weight object. So again, weight will be initialized to shipment 3's weight, and again coming back to the shipment, cost of shipment 1 will be saved to cost of shipment 3. Basically, if I run this program, I need to see the same values as that we saw in the first case. So shall we run it? So once we run it, yes, 3010 and $3.41 has been seen clearly. This is the other case, right? So any other values? Okay, what if I send the three values, length, m, and c? So I send only three of those values. So I'll delete these, and I'll also comment this. This is no more required, and I'll only send these information. All right, so let us check out what exactly happens. Now it sees in the shipment, do I have a constructor accepting three values? Yes, in the shipment we have a constructor accepting three values, that is len, m, and c, superclass of len, comma m. So len and m, that is 10 and 20, will be sent to the weight. So length will be 10 and m will be 20. So again length will be sent to its base class. So here you see that that length which you have sent, that means the box is of a cube box. So width, height, depth of my object 3 will be initialized with the same value of length. So again it comes back to the box object of 3 variable constructor. So here I'm separately so separately I'm assigning the value of m to the weight, and again I'm coming back to the shipment constructor. In the shipment constructor, I'm separately accessing or saving the value of cost. So if I run this program, what will be the output? So as simple. So if I run this program, the shipment, sorry, for everything, I think I have not changed it as 3. Kindly check it over there. All right, so you can correct. So shipment 3's volume is 10, 10, 10. That is 1000 will be printed here. And what will be the weight? The weight will be the 20, and the cost will be of 15. So let us check out what exactly the output will be. Running the program will give me 1000, 20, and $15. Right. So I think I have shown you with all related outputs which are actually seen. So I hope you people have understood about the multi-level hierarchy, or also called as multi-level inheritance also. So yeah, wonderful concept. Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can always reach me. So yeah, that will be end of this particular session for today.